Oftentimes, the students' inability to understand the concepts or the sayings for a narrative essay usually prevent them from attempting questions on it, and some of them that venture into it end up scoring very poorly. Some score 3/10, and some score 4/10 under content, and that also affects their scores on organization. So it's important for you to understand the concept for a narrative essay before attempting it. At the end of this lesson, I'm going to be giving you guys some of the topics, okay, some of the sayings that students are usually being asked to write on in WASSCE. And I'm also going to be interpreting those sayings to you guys, okay? So what I want to do today is to teach you the WAEC standard way of writing a narrative essay, okay? The WAEC standard way of writing a narrative essay, okay? So we're going to learn how to write a narrative essay, okay? Now, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe. This is Dima Tutorials, and where I used to help students who are preparing for the exams on needs of English and on literature. If you've not subscribed, click on the subscribe button, like the video, and please share it to your friends, okay? Now, without wasting much time, let's go. How to write a good narrative essay in your exam. There are important things you need to do whenever you are writing a narrative essay. I hope you already know that a narrative essay has to do with the essay that requires you to tell a story. The first thing you need to do whenever you are writing a narrative essay, or when you want to write a narrative essay, is to write the title of the essay, preferably in block letters. Write the title of the essay, preferably in block letters, without underlining it. Why I prefer to write in block letters or capital letters is that it saves me the stress of looking for words that belong to the major parts of speech. That is, the content words, and looking for those that belong to the minor parts of speech, known as grammatical words. If you want to write in small letters, you start those that belong to major parts of speech with capital letters, and those that belong to minor parts of speech, you start them with small letters. It also saves me the stress of underlining the topic. So I will advise you to write the title of the essay all through in block letters or capital letters, and do not underline it. After the title of the essay is the first paragraph or the introductory paragraph. This is where you will tell the examiner what your story is all about, and you should be creative in the first paragraph to make it catchy and attracting. As you must have heard severally, first impression matters. It is in this paragraph that you can make the examiner interested in reading the rest of the essay, or to just scan through the essay and award a mark to you, even without reading the rest of your essay. But if the first paragraph of your essay is interesting, your examiner or the person marking your script would want to find out more in the rest of your essay. Try as much as possible to hook your examiner in the first paragraph. I'll give you an example at the end of this lesson. So I encourage you to watch this video to the end so that you will understand very well what I am teaching today. If you have watched my video on how to write a good essay, you will recall that I said you should jot down the ideas you want to discuss in the essay before you start writing. Jot down the ideas you want to discuss in the essay before you start writing, to help you organize the points that you want to make in the essay, and also to prevent you from running out of ideas as you are writing the essay. For example, if you are to write on the 2018 WASSCE question that says, write a story that ends in, at last we arrived safely, you should jot down the things that you want to narrate that happened before you arrived. It could be on how bad the roads were. It could also be on how you were attacked by armed robbers along the road. And if you also want to make a point on how your vehicle broke down as you were traveling, you jot down the things that you imagine could happen along the road as you travel that will make you to say, at last we arrived safely at the end of your essay. Also remember that each paragraph of the essay, except the first and last paragraph, will discuss only one idea. Each paragraph will discuss only one idea. If we are to write on the topic of 2018, It means that one paragraph will discuss the armed robbery attack you experienced on the road only. Another paragraph will talk about the poor road condition, and another paragraph will talk about the breaking down of your vehicle. Then the last paragraph will conclude the essay, and it must end in the sentence or phrase we are asked to end our essay in. In this case, we are asked to end our essay in "At last we arrived safely." So our essay will end in "At last we arrived safely." And make sure that the incidents you narrate in the body of the essay will prompt the statement that ends the essay. Another thing to remember is that each paragraph should have a topic sentence. Each paragraph should have a topic sentence. A topic sentence is the sentence in a paragraph that contains the main idea of the paragraph. It is the sentence in a paragraph that contains the main idea of the paragraph. If you haven't watched the video I did on how to write a good essay, please, it is important to watch it. You will definitely learn more from it. Lastly, do not forget to link the paragraphs of your essay. Do not forget to link the paragraphs of your essay. The preceding paragraph should be linked to the succeeding paragraph with transitional statements like however, again, similarly, firstly, etc. But make sure the transitional word or transitional phrase you use is suitable for the paragraph. Do not link the paragraph with similarly if what you have or what you want to narrate in the next paragraph is not similar to what you narrated in the previous paragraph. Now, I'm going to illustrate with 2018 and 2019 WASSCE questions on narrative essays. The one of 2018 says, narrate a story that ends in, "At last we arrived safely." Please listen attentively and take note of how I applied all the things I have mentioned in this lesson. The worst trip ever. The worst trip ever. 27th December 2017 was such a day I do not wish to experience ever again in my life. The situations that day made me to wonder if traveling on a Nigerian road was a criminal offense. The first experience was the armed robbery attack we got on our way to the village for Christmas celebration. As we got close to the boundary between Enugu and Nsukka, our vehicle was halted by the sudden sound of a bullet and with the sudden appearance of 3 robust men in front of our vehicle and 1 at the passenger's door. "Everybody lie down," was what we heard. All of us in the 18-seater bus were robbed.
We thought that was the last ordeal we would have on that day. Little did we know we are going to end our journey in that vehicle 10 minutes later. The driver asked the 2 passengers in the front seat to get down for him to check what was wrong with the car.
We boarded
The next thing we got was another apology from the driver. "Please, I'm sorry, I have to transfer you guys to another vehicle because my vehicle's fan belt has just cut." Everybody in the vehicle expressed their annoyance and grievances in different ways. Some of us simply sighed, while some of us went to the extent of abusing the driver and the driver's company. In about 30 minutes, another vehicle arrived from the driver's company and we were successfully transferred to it.
The rest of the journey to Nsukka was smooth, as if the company wanted to make up for the troubles the other vehicle caused us and for the ugly experience we had with the armed robbers. The new car was air-conditioned, which really suited our nerves. The new driver played soft music to the end of the journey, and at last we arrived safely. In this essay, you will notice that I wrote the heading all in capital letters without underlining it. Then the first paragraph is short, simple, and catchy. The clause "wonder if traveling on Nigerian road was a criminal offense" would make one want to find out why I would liken traveling on Nigerian road to a criminal offense. The second paragraph is linked to the first paragraph or the introductory paragraph with the word first or the phrase "the first experience." This paragraph also has a topic sentence, which is the first sentence in the paragraph. The first experience was the armed robbery attack we got on our way to the village for Christmas celebration. This sentence contains the main idea of the paragraph, and every other sentence in the paragraph only narrates how the armed robbery attack happened. The third paragraph also has a topic sentence in the first sentence of the paragraph. Please note that every good narrative must have these three parts: exposition, climax, and denouement. Exposition, climax, and denouement. Exposition is the beginning of the story, which is your first paragraph that introduces the story. Then the climax is the peak or the highest point of the crisis or problems. And denouement is the end. It is where the crisis or problem is resolved. You saw how the first paragraph introduced the story. The second, third, and fourth paragraph narrates the problems, and the last paragraph resolved the problems. Please notice that I employed direct speech in some part of this essay, like when the armed robber said, "Everybody lie down," and when the passenger screamed, "Jesus." Those were direct speeches that I used in this essay just to make it more interesting. But it's not compulsory that you use direct speech in your own essay. If you know how to use direct speech, fine, you can use it. But if you don't know how to use it, you can just avoid it. Your essay will still be very interesting even without using direct speech. Like I earlier said, the second paragraph is linked to the first paragraph with the word first or the phrase "the first experience." Then, the third paragraph is linked to the second paragraph with the clause "as if that was not enough." And the fourth paragraph is linked to the third paragraph with the sentence "we thought that was going to be the last ordeal on that day." And the last sentence in the essay was "at last we arrived safely." Please, you must end the essay with the sentence you are asked to end the essay. So that is it about how to write a narrative essay. I hope you've understood it and you've learned how to write a WAEC standard narrative essay, okay? Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be explaining some of the sayings, okay, that are likely going to be asked to write on in the exam, okay? I have them written down here, okay? So let's see some of the topics, some of the sayings you're likely going to see in the exam. Now, the first one I have here is "one good turn deserves another." One good turn deserves another, okay? Now, this means if someone does you a favor, help them in return. Okay, the next one is "a stitch in time saves nine." A stitch in time saves nine, okay? Now, this simply means dealing with a problem immediately can prevent it from getting worse. Procrastination can lead to more work in the long run, okay? It means that dealing with a problem right now or immediately can prevent it from getting worse. And procrastination can lead to more work in the long run, okay? Now, the next one I have here is "she stoops to conquer." She stoops to conquer. This simply means that someone adopts a humble or a submissive stance to achieve a greater goal, okay? Someone adopts a submissive stance to achieve a greater goal or to conquer a person or a thing or a situation, okay? Now, the next one is "honesty is the best policy." Honesty is the best policy. It suggests that it's better to be honest and truthful, okay? Even if it may be difficult, as it will lead to a better outcome in the long run, okay? Now, another one is "once bitten, twice shy." Once bitten, twice shy. This simply means that after a negative experience,
a person becomes cautious to avoid similar situation from happening to him or her in the future. Okay, and the next one I have here is uneasy lies the head that wears the cap. Uneasy lies the head that wears the cap. It means that being in the position of authority, being in a position of power comes with challenges. It comes with responsibilities. Okay, so it's not easy to be in a position of authority. Okay, as it comes with challenges and responsibilities. So that's what this saying means. And the next one I have here is all that glitters is not gold. Okay, now this means that something that appears attractive or valuable may not always be good. Okay, may not always be as good as it seems. Okay, it's a reminder to be cautious and not be deceived by outward appearance. Okay, the next one I have here is there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It simply means that in challenging times, there is hope for a positive outcome. In challenging times, there is hope for a positive outcome. Okay, so that's what it means. Now, the next one is make hay while the sun shines. This means that this is a saying used in emphasizing the importance of taking advantage of an opportunity when it is available. The importance of taking an advantage of an opportunity when it's available, rather than waiting for a later time or a more convenient time. Okay. Now the next one I have here is as one makes one's bed, so one must lie on it. Okay. Now this simply means that actions have consequences. Okay. Actions have consequences, and each person should be ready to accept the consequences of his or her actions, whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so these are some of the topics you are likely going to be asked to write on. So it's important for you to understand the saying before diving into it. Okay, so that is it about how to write a narrative essay. I hope this video has been helpful to you and it has boosted the ability to write a good narrative essay. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys again very soon. Okay, thank you, and I wish you guys the best in your exams. Thank you and bye.